Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Dylan Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In this video, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making my 2024 NFL playoff predictions. I'm going to be kind of going through wildcard weekend, making my predictions for every single game, and then with those picks, it's going to take into a bracket, put together my divisional round. I'm going to make those picks, my conference championship games, and then my Super Bowl pick as well. Now, obviously, before I go any further, I can get these wildcard games wrong, so you could see this video and then watch the games, come back, and be like, holy shit, this guy got every single pick wrong. Or you could go through this entire weekend and I could get every single pick right. Who knows? Anything could happen. But like I said, I'm gonna it's a big bracket. I have a website. I'll put the link in the description if you want to go check out this bracket and do it for yourself as well. You'll get the gist as we go along. So without further ado, I'm gonna go and get right into this. If you're going to enjoy, as always, make sure you go and drop a like on today's video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. And without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so like I said, there's going to be a link down in the description below. It'll be like playoff bracket. So if you want to go make your own bracket for yourself, this is the website I'm using. But we're going to go ahead and put this in the wildcard round. You can see right here, we have all the playoff matches. The Browns versus the Texans, the Dolphins versus the Chiefs, the Steelers versus the Bills, the Eagles versus the Bucks, the Rams versus the Lions, and the Packers versus the Cowboys. So we're going to get right onto this. First up, we got the Browns and the Texans. Obviously, I'm a Browns fan, so I'm gonna try to take some bias out of this. I'm going to go ahead and say straight up, I am not going to be picking the Browns to go the whole way to the Super Bowl, probably. We'll see how it goes, but first up, like I said, Browns-Texans. This is going to be a very interesting matchup. We got the Texans, the high gunslinger with C.J. Stroud. He's playing well. He's going to have Nico Collins just getting healthy now, so he's going to be ready to run around. He had a big game in that game against the Colts. I think like 9 catches, 100-something yards, and a touchdown. They're going to be playing really, really good in this game, I think. The Browns defense. Are they going to be able to shut down C.J. Stroud? We played the Texans earlier in the year. Everybody's looking at this game and be like, man, we just whooped the Texans' ass last time. We should be able to handle them this time. But we played a team without C.J. Stroud. This is a different animal. Now, do I think the Browns offense can go out there and play the same way we did against their defense last time? There's a chance because it's going to be the same players as last time. It's not going to be anything different. Now, could they control our offense a little bit different? They're going to call different plays. They're going to say, well, if they ran a lot of zone, they're going to say, okay, no more zone, a lot more man. If they ran a lot of man, they're going to say, no more man, a lot more zone. They're going to change it up. I feel like the Browns are going to have to come out here and pull something out of their ass. I'm not predicting this to be any sort of blowout from either team. I think this is going to be a close matchup. I'm predicting the Browns to win this one. And if I had to give a final score for all these games, with this game here, I'm going to say 27-24, 24-20. Maybe the Browns can get a late game score, and the Texans will have the ball back with like 4 minutes to go. The Browns defense can show a championship defense and get a stop and move on to the divisional round. Next up, we got the Dolphins and the Chiefs. This is going to be a fun game. We got the reunion between Tyreek Hill going back to Kansas City. This is going to be a game where it's going to be frigid cold. I think like 5 to 0 degrees at the normal temperature. Wind chills could be like -15 for all I know. The Chiefs defense is playing really well. The Dolphins offense has been struggling here lately. Is Mike McDaniel going to really get this offense clicking? Is he going to just gunsling it, make Tua be a gunslinger and just chuck it to Tyreek Hill the entire time? The Chiefs offense has been struggling, and a lot of people have talked about this game saying this is the Chiefs get back in. This is where they really figure it out and they show up and our offense can play well. I will say this. I think the Chiefs are going to win this game. It's going to be a close one though. I don't see them going out here and winning this game like no 31-10, 27-3 or anything like that. It's going to be close. I'm going to say if I had to make a prediction, I'm going to say 20-16. I could see the Dolphins scoring a lot of field goals in this game. Maybe like a 20-16 victory. Maybe like a 23-18, 23-19 type victory. It's going to be an odd score. I'm going to say that. We got the Steelers and the Bills. There's really nothing else to say in this game other than the Steelers are going to look like they're competing in the first quarter. But then after that, I think Josh Allen's going to whoop ass. He's going to be ready. They are finally going to have an opportunity with the way you can see this lining up. They are going to have a chance to play Patrick Mahomes in New York, up in Buffalo. Usually with these playoff matches between Josh Allen and Mahomes, it's always in Arrowhead. It's always over in Arrowhead. Now, it's going to be up there in Buffalo. It's going to be the frigid, cold, snowy weather. I realize it's the same weather over in Arrowhead, but now we're going to have the Buffalo fans, the Bills Mafia behind them. It's going to be a fun, rowdy crowd. If this goes that way, that is going to be the game of the year, 100%. And if I had to give a score prediction for this game, like I said, I think the Steelers are going to make it interesting in the first quarter, but like once we get to the second quarter, third quarter, I think this Bills defense is playing really well. They're going to shut Mason Rudolph down. I'm going to say 30-13 type victory, we'll say, because TJ Watt is also not going to be playing for the Steelers, so their defense is going to be struggling quite a bit. They're not going to have that pass rush like they usually would with TJ Watt, so Josh Allen's going to be able to run around a lot more. Like I said, 30-13, 33-16, somewhere in there. Next up, we got the Eagles and the Bucks. This is going to be a fun matchup. Call me crazy. I think the Bucks have a chance to win this game, but I'm not going to do it. I think the Bucks will have a good shot to win this game. They played earlier on the year. Bucks did not win that game. I think the Eagles won like 20-10, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But they played earlier in the year, and I realized early in the year is very different from now. A lot of injuries have been piling up for the Eagles. I think the Eagles can squeak out a win. It's going to be a low-scoring game. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say like a 16-10, 13-10 type victory. The Eagles will get the win, but it's going to be a low-scoring game. Next up, we got the Rams and the Lions. We got the Matthew Stafford Bowl. Matthew Stafford going back to Detroit. These tickets, correct me if I'm wrong, these tickets are being sold at almost $400 a ticket on the cheap end. I don't even want to know what the expensive end is. But looking at this game, like I said, Matthew Stafford returning to Detroit. Matthew Stafford and the Rams, offense is clicking, it's moving, it's chugging along. Lions, their offense is starting to get clicking. Turnovers have been a little bit of an issue this year with Jared Goff. He's used to been this kind of quarterback last season where he did not really throw the ball to the other team that much. This year, he's had a little bit of a problem the late half of the season. I think the Rams defense is going to play well against the Lions. I think the Lions defense will play well against the Rams. I'm not saying low scoring, but I think there is going to be a turnover here and there in this game from both defenses. The Lions, their problem is their secondary is very weak. The Rams, they have a little bit of everything for their entire team. I think the only thing that could really stop the Rams is, could the moment be too big? Because they were in the Super Bowl a couple years ago. They won it. Coming back, is the Lions gonna just have all the momentum of like everybody rooting for Detroit? And momentum plays a huge part. People are gonna say I'm talking stupid right now, but momentum plays a big thing in playoff games. And if Detroit has a lot of that momentum going for them, and they can just get a rhythm going in this game, Jared Goff gets his passes going, the run game gets moving, get a turnover, make it uncomfortable for Matthew Stafford, I'm gonna say it. Detroit's walking out of there with a victory. If I had to give a score prediction, I'm going to say 25. I'll say this, a weird score, 25-21. And it's going to be the Lions going down, getting a score late in the end. Maybe go for 2 just to put the game out of reach. Dan Campbell being cocky, it's going to be like 23-21. Say, I'm going to go for 2. I'm going to make this a touchdown game. Make it hard on Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford gets the ball back, and he can't do anything with it. And Lions will win this game. We got the Packers and the Cowboys. I really want to say the Packers could win this game. I would not be shocked if the Packers won this game. I'm going to say it now. Cowboys will win this game, but I would not be shocked if the Packers won this game. A little surprised maybe, but I think the Packers have a real chance to win this game. This is going to be a close one. It's going to be close in the first half. Say the first half ends like a 10-20 type game. Cowboys are out in front, but then like the third quarter, the Packers are going to get a touchdown. But I think that by the fourth quarter, the Cowboys are going to really put it on Jordan Love. Jordan Love's his experience, his youth is going to show, and Micah Parsons and that defense from the Cowboys is just going to unleash the wrath of hell on Jordan Love. It's going to be an ugly one. I'm going to say like 30-17. Cowboys will walk away with the victory. But that right there is my wild card round predictions. Let's move on to the divisional round. As you can see right here, we have our divisional games. Let's move on to, and let's start with the AFC. We have the Chiefs and the Bills. Like I said, this is going to be a fun matchup. Game of the year possibility. We're going to be seeing Josh Allen at home against Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes, this offense has not been looking good this year. The Chiefs, are they going to be able to go out here on the road? It would be Mahomes' first ever road playoff game. People seem to forget that. And some people try to count the Super Bowl against Tom Brady as a road playoff game. No, that's not really a road playoff game. Because if that was a road playoff game, then he's also had one when he went to Miami and played the San Francisco 49ers. So it doesn't really count that way. This would be his official first road playoff game during the playoffs that he has to go somewhere else and play in an away team uniform. And he's going to be having trouble in Buffalo, I think. I think Buffalo will give him hell. It's going to be a tough game for Patrick Mahomes. Now, can Mahomes and the offense get a run game going with Isaiah Pacheco, maybe? Jared McKinnon, maybe they get some runs going. There's a possibility Travis Kelce could get involved. But I really do think, even with the way Josh Allen is like so up and down, I think by the end, he can make that one big time play where everything goes right and they walk out of there with the win. And I'm going to say it's something like a 30-27 game. Maybe it ends up being like 27-27. Mahomes goes out there, steals the heart from the entire crowd, gets it back to 27-27. But Josh Allen, now that he has the ball, say it's like a 13-20 seconds, something like that left. This time, Josh Allen has the ball. This time, it's quiet for Josh Allen, and he can move down that field, get his kicker in field goal range. 30-27, Bills win. Next up, we got the game that I will be in tears watching because I'm going to be so scared and so sad to watch because it's going to be Joe Flacco and the Cleveland Browns playing against the Baltimore Ravens. This will be a crazy game, not just for Browns fans, but for Ravens fans. Joe Flacco has made this Browns team one of the top hottest teams in the league. Some people are trying to say, well, hey, settle down, Joe Flacco. Yeah, he has all those touchdowns in the passing yards, but he does have 8 interceptions. I will agree, it's a little much, but the thing is, people talk about Josh Allen like he's God whenever he's throwing these interceptions. Why can't Joe Flacco also be talked like that? Josh Allen can go out here and put up 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and he's like fucking God. But when Joe Flacco does it, it's like, hey man, you might want to settle down those interceptions. The thing with Joe Flacco is, if he didn't throw those interceptions, with the way our defense is playing, we'd be shutting out teams like it was nothing. Now, looking at this game in entirety, the Ravens, they're going to play us hard. They're going to hear the talk. They're going to want to come out here and shut us down. They're still pissed after last time we played them when we beat them 33-31. The late game heroics. Deshaun Watson led that drive at the very end of the game. He got it to 24-31. The pick six, missed extra point, then got the ball back, got down there, field goal. It was magical. But this time, it's not going to go that way. The Ravens, they're going to play it tight. If I had to say it, and you're going to call me stupid, go ahead. I'm a homer. I think the Browns can win this game. It's going to be a close, and I mean close. I'm going to say hopefully by this game, Dustin Hopkins, he's not going to be playing in the game against the Texans. He'll be back for this game. I think we can win this game like a 19-14 game. We're going to get one touchdown. Joe Flacco's going to throw some picks, but I think we can get a lot of field goals, maybe like a 19-14 victory, and we can cruise out of there with a victory with the last stand by the defense, getting us to stop by the end. You can call me stupid, but I really think the Browns can win that game. Let's move over to the NFC side. We got the Lions and the Cowboys. Rematch of last 2 weeks ago when they played in Dallas. The 2-point conversion play with Decker and Taylor, the offensive lineman, ineligible receivers. This time it's going to be different. I feel like last time it was like a very slow scoring, just fist fight, punching back and forth. This time we're going to get some scoring in this game. I'm going to tell you now, it's going to be like some sort of 31-26 type victory. The team that's going to win it though, I think it's still going to be the Cowboys. I think the Lions are going to make it interesting, but I think the Cowboys can win this game like late. The Lions, they're going to get down there with like a couple minutes to go. They're going to score a touchdown, go for two again at 31-26. Probably not get it because of another stupid call by the refs, not get the 2-point conversion, and then they're going to have to try to get the ball back, and the Cowboys are just going to run the clock out. It'll be a very exciting game, but I think the Cowboys are going to win that game. They are at home. They're almost unstoppable at home, but when they go on the road, they have trouble. This game will be at home, so I think they can get that one. And the last game, we got the 49ers and the Eagles. The Eagles, like I said with that last game with the Bucks, they're going to have a very tough time winning that game. And with the way their injuries are and how much they're struggling right now, and the fact that the 49ers are going to be at home this time, the 49ers kicked the living shit out of them last time, even that was in Philadelphia. This time now it's going to be in Santa Clara. I think the 49ers just kicked the living shit out of them. It's going to be some sort of like 30-10, 30-7 type victory. The Eagles, they might come out there and get an early score, that early touchdown. But after that, I feel like the 49ers are going to lock the fuck in, and they're going to just whoop their ass. And that right there is my divisional round picks. Let's move on to the conference championship picks. First up, we got the AFC title game, the Browns and the Bills. This is going to be a fun game. It's going to be exciting. We have a battle of two teams that like to throw the ball deep, like to run the ball a little bit now with the Bills liking to run the ball. The Browns always like to run the ball. Two really good defenses. The Browns are like a top 5, top 3, top 2 defense in the league. Bills have been excelling at the top 10, possible top 5 defense in the league. Their defense is getting better and better and better here over the past couple weeks. I think in this game, Joe Flacco is going to throw a lot of yards. Josh Allen will throw a lot of yards. Josh Allen's going to have to use his Superman abilities. It pains me to say it, though. I do think that if this matchup does happen, I think the Bills will end up winning this game, and they are moving on to the Super Bowl. Like I said, I'm being a little bit of a homer for the Ravens pick. I do think the Browns can beat the Texans. Homer pick for the Ravens pick, but here I think this is where the train stops. I think the Browns do get beat by the Bills if we got this far. I think the Bills, whether it was the Bills or the Chiefs, I think the Browns would get shut down right here. I think it would be a close game. I think it would be like some sort of 21-20 type victory. Joe Flacco would probably just make one too many interceptions. Josh Allen would make some interceptions as well, but I think by this point, I think Joe Flacco, he would just make that one too much of a mistake, and the Bills would capitalize and they'd eventually get the victory at home and move on to the Super Bowl. And next we have the NFC, the Cowboys and the 49ers. The Cowboys are finally back in the NFC title game, but here's the thing. This time, it's on the road. They play the 49ers almost every single year in the playoffs. They lose almost every single time to the 49ers in the playoffs. It's going to be no different this time. I think the 49ers will win this game, and they will move on to the Super Bowl. It's going to be a really good fist fight. It's going to be a battle. I don't think it's going to go down like it did last time when the 49ers won was like 38-10, 42-10, something like that. The 49ers just steamrolled the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys will put up more of a fight in this game. I think it'll be more of like a 27-17 type victory. Cowboys will make it interesting, but the 49ers will be just too much, and they will win this game. Brock Purdy will finally get his redemption arc against the Eagles, and then go out here and finally get the big-time win. He'll beat the Cowboys. Cowboys fans, you're going to have to go back crying. Don't worry, us Browns fans, me and you can cry together. But it's going to be the end of the road there on the NFC title game. In the last game of the season, the Super Bowl, we got the 49ers and we got the Bills. I think the 49ers and the Bills are the two best teams by this point in the season. I think the 49ers, as long as they're healthy, they are the best team out there. When it comes to the Buffalo Bills, they have the shot to get there as long as they can handle their business against Kansas City Chiefs. Because the Steelers are going to be an easy win, I think, for them. The Chiefs, I think they can win that game. It just comes down to can they do it. And then whenever they play the Cleveland Browns, they're just going to have to hope Josh Allen plays Superman role and just doesn't do too much stupid shit, if you get what I'm saying. Looking at this game, the Super Bowl kind of goes the way I said about both teams on all the games they've played so far in the playoffs. If the 49ers stay healthy and they can just do the simple things that they already know how to do, Christian McCaffrey, get the run game going, Deebo Samuel, screens, little crossers, slants, get Brandon Ayuk on those deep posts. If they can get George Kittle up at the seams, they have the pieces, and Brock Purdy, just stick to the script, do what Kyle Shanahan is asking you to do, you can win this game. And same thing then applies for Josh Allen. Just be not too much of a Superman, but when the cape needs to go on and Clark Kent's glasses need to go away, that's when you need to sense it, use your abilities, and just be the hero. And when I look at both these teams, and I have to make my pick, the team I think is going to win the Super Bowl, I'm going to say the Buffalo Bills. I think this is the year. Josh Allen, it's time. If not now, then when? You've had your opportunity almost every single year. You need to find a way to win. Stephon Diggs, he's getting pissed off. He wants to win. He's waiting on you to finally unlock your abilities and go out here and just do the right things, help us win. You had your chance a couple years ago in Kansas City when you were up 36-33. If you would have won that game, you very well possibly could have won the Super Bowl because you would have been playing against Cincinnati in Buffalo. Probably could have won that game, had a chance to go beat LA in the Super Bowl, but you didn't. In this game, I think you have the possibility to beat the Rams or beat the 49ers. If you can beat the teams you played already, if you can beat Kansas City and you can beat Cleveland, I think you can beat the 49ers. I think if I had to say a score prediction, this is going to be a high scoring game. I'm going to say it's going to be like a 38-35. Josh Allen, Super Bowl MVP. He's going to be the man. He's going to have to carry the whole franchise to victory. I'm going to say if I had to do also a stat line for Josh Allen, since he's the Super Bowl MVP, I'm going to say like a 30-43 passing, 300 yards, and like 2 touchdowns and an interception. It's going to be a fun game. That's all I'm going to say, but that's my official 2024 NFL playoff predictions of who I think is going to win every single game. And like I said, Buffalo Bills, they have what it takes to do it. But other than that, that's going to do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys did go and enjoy today's video. If you did enjoy, go ahead and make sure you guys drop a like on today's video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. If you stayed to watch the entirety of today's video, thank you very much. And you have a different opinion on who you think is going to win any of these games. If you have a different team going to the Super Bowl, if you have a different team winning the Super Bowl, if you have a different team winning any of these games that I picked, let me know your opinions down in the comment section down below on who you think is going to win any of these games, on who you think is going to win the Super Bowl, and who you think is actually just going to make it to the Super Bowl in general. So like I said, any of your opinions, leave it in the comments. Be more than welcome to talk about with you guys. If you're a fan of the content that I do post here and you want to go and hit that big red subscribe button, feel free to do so, and do not forget to hit that little notification bell to be notified the second I post. But without further ado, this has been Donald Talk Sports. Have a great day. Peace.